This one's really fun, and I want to learn from your perspective as well. I never asked people before. Inflation. How's inflation affecting the financial situation of American household, including credit card debt, saving balance, and student loans?
Yeah, I mean, inflation definitely, for people who don't study econ or people who don't like keep up with that kind of stuff or in that industry, they'll feel it on their day-to-day lives, right? So depending on where your finances is, you know, like if you're someone that does grocery shop schedulely,
yeah,
you're probably gonna feel it.
I feel it. Strongly feel
right,
it.
You know, if you're somebody that maybe doesn't grocery shop but has to drive a lot, right? Gas prices, you know, things like that, you'll probably feel it there.
Yeah.
So I think inflation is a matter, it's more of like an umbrella kind of feeling, and it kind of hits you where your finances are being used the most.
Yeah.
You know, like some people live at home, then they don't need to, and they don't drive.
Yeah.
Then, you know, inflation, maybe you don't really understand what inflation is doing to you. You know what I mean? But just depending on where your finances or what's your main expense, you're probably going to feel it there.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
credit card debt, yeah.
And do you think inflation going to stay for a while?
I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, if we would hope that it comes down as interest rates comes down, right? Everything should kind of like start smoothing out or start coming down and getting the economy back to like a certain level.
Yeah.
You know, but
I was surprised to see, you know, like just a couple of days ago, there's a economic data released, the spending monthly, like American Family Spending Index in September.
Yeah, I think I saw the same thing.
You see that? Because it increased a lot compared to all the previous months.
Right.
I don't understand, like, what happened, because the inflation's high, with people spending more in September, and one of the reasons I can think about is they have to spend because it's close into the holiday season, and they have to spend by consume their historical like savings and borrow more money from their credit cards.
Yeah, I mean, if we think about it like that, then, and we think about it like seasonally, of course we go through the summer, there's travel, there's vacation, there's family that comes over, you know, there's many more events or many more reasons for money to have to be spent, you know. At the same time, it's like, I don't know how that data is recorded, but if the cost of everything is higher, then obviously there's more money that was spent.
Yeah,
you know,
because sometimes, like for me, I don't trust like the government's data a lot, because I read an article from a professor, a college professor, and he said like how people, you know, collect data as by doing survey. They reach out to a certain number of like people, say, hey, how much do you spend this month compared to last month? And what do you think about the price inflation? And they give you feedback, and they use this feedback results as the, you know, the foundation for the analyst. It's not true, because you don't like interview, you don't collect the data from, first of all, enough population, or you know, the answer they give you probably it's not like accurate.
It could not be accurate, you know. So of course, like there's like that error percentage in like sample data or whatever, you know what I mean? All like, I think statistics students have to go through that, you know, but it's hard to believe or trust also, but we're also thinking about a much larger scale that we probably can't really comprehend, you know. We're talking about the whole nation, you know. I guess that would be more like, I'm pretty sure the government, or at least I believe that there is going to be false data, of course, in there, but I think the government probably does like a great job on picking and choosing where the data comes from, or as best as they can, right? And especially with like data analytics and data scientists being such a growing and like major, like kind of like mainstream position, you know, I would assume that it would get tighter and tighter, you know, the window of error will get smaller and smaller, you know. We would hope so, but you know, you and me both, we don't know. We just deal with it, you know. If you know, if cereal costs $5 more, we're gonna buy it, you know. And we just know that last week it was $4.50, now it's $5.39. It's like okay, you know, that's the best that we could do, you know.
Living expenses always going up. That's why we need to make more money.
And you know, back to the last question, you know, what can we do? If you know, position yourself to make more money. You know, like like
so
take courses.
That's why I think like work remote is the best things the corporate or the company can offer to their employees. At the time like they commit to the 9-to-5 job, finish the, you know, their paycheck or their salary requirements jobs, and at the same time give the people flexibility to do more side hustles and to make more, you know, income.
I mean, hopefully it'll help those people in that manner, you know. Save more on gas, you don't have to commute to your job, you know?
I cannot imagine, like say, with the inflation adjusted, actually the salary level stay at 2019. This is like kind of like official data I read about. If they need to go back to the office, everyone commute, all the other expenses, and they don't have their flexibility as well, how they can make more income with the inflation stay at, and it's just kind of like a hard situation for normal people to have more money, it's like really, a better life quality.
Exactly, it's really squeezing like a person's balance sheet, you know. It's like before I used to save this much and survive. Now it's like it's making me squeeze to that. I could still survive.
I can survive, yes. But you didn't
like
pay me a lot.
It's like my future is deteriorating.
Yeah,
you know?
and you as employer didn't give me that flexibility as like remote worker.
Yeah,
I can do some other side hustles.
Right.
And you expect me to work harder as before or even harder because, you know, you spend a lot of money on hiring, on like other expenses, admission costs. Yeah. Then it's a weird situation. Right. The corporate squeezed normal people's time and the normal people need to become better and they don't have extra time as they used to have to do more side hustle, make more. Oh my God, it's a complicated situation.
It's a complicated situation.
So that's why I said like working remote as a perk. It's something that people need to have.
I think so. You could save gas. You could potentially save on food. You know, you could potentially save it. You know, if you're out, you have to end up spending. Yeah. Right. If you're out and you're hungry, you got to spend money on food. Yeah. And maybe you have some food from groceries that you already purchased that you don't have to spend more money on or something. You know. Okay. Exactly. So.